Hello, my name is Tyler Hedges, and as you can tell by the title of this video, this is not a hot sauce taste test video. I'm going to be experimenting with vlogging to first just put my feelings, my emotions just out there in the void of the internet. And in hopes, partly just to put it out there, and partly also in hopes that it may help someone else, if someone else is experiencing something similar to what I'm going through. So it is currently the middle of February in 2021. The COVID-19 pandemic is still active. The virus is still spreading. Vaccines are currently being rolled out, but only a select few people have access to them as opposed to the general public at this point. So we're still waiting on that. And one way that was encouraged to combat this early on is social distancing. And that means if we are fortunate enough to be able to work from home, to cut out some non-essential activities, travel, things of that nature. And for me, I have been fortunate enough to work from home. I've been working from home for just about 11 months now. And through this time, I did not realize how much of a people person that I was. I knew that I liked interacting with people at some point, but the isolation and the social distancing has definitely been wearing on me. And I think this feeling of loneliness, this feeling of isolation is common, and not just for being in the middle of a global pandemic. I think part of the human condition is to feel isolated, feel alone at some point in our lives, whether it's moving for a new job, moving to a new city, or during some other big change in our lives. A lot of people have this sort of feeling. So I'm hoping in this video to sort of go through my wrestling of loneliness and isolation, and in hopes that if you're watching, if you are going through something similar, that you realize that these thoughts, these fears, it is common. It's not, you're not alone in your struggle. You're not alone in your loneliness. That this is something that a lot of people encounter at some point. And I hope that this is a message that strengthens you, that helps you realize that you're not, there's not something wrong with you for feeling this way. That everyone feels, that a lot of people feel this way in some way, shape, or form. If you never felt this way before, you're very fortunate. But I think a lot of us feel this way, and it's normal. 100%. And like I said, it's not just through a global pandemic that these feelings can sprout up, and you don't have to be alone in your apartment for months at a time to feel this way. Just at some point, if you feel loneliness or isolated, that feeling is valid, and I think it's important to talk about that and to address that, and not kind of feel bad for that feeling. So it's another reason why I'm making this video is if you look online, you can find books, you can find TED Talks and stuff and other things on the internet to address this feeling. But when it comes from someone like a celebrity or someone that has big social media following, or just someone that can like reach out, that has a lot of people talk to them, interacting with them, it can not feel disingenuous, but it feels like they don't, it feels like it's a different struggle. It's not. And like I said, everyone, including celebrities and people in the limelight, can't have these feelings, and the feelings are equally valid. But I hope that by me talking about this as someone that's not famous, that doesn't have a big social media following, that we can relate, me and you, the viewer, to this shared struggle and this shared feeling of isolation and feeling that you are not alone in this feeling of loneliness. I really liked, speaking of TED Talks, what this one TED Talk by a guy named Johnny Sun said. I think he posted it a couple years ago. I'll put a link in the description below. But he said there's a comfort to being vulnerable. There's a comfort to, he described it as when someone describes and expresses their loneliness, that he feels less lonely. And it's not because he's taken away, or some of his loneliness is being taken away from him, just because he realized that he's not alone in this struggle. And that's why I'm making this video, so that way if you're going through this, you realize that you are not alone in this. And hopefully this can take away a small portion of your loneliness. I know you're probably watching this on a screen, but hopefully this helps you realize that. So a little bit about me and a little bit more about my current situation. I am a mechanical engineer living in South Florida, single, living alone. So when it comes to social distancing and work from home, I'm here. I have it set up, but if I could show you this apartment, there's no one here, it's just me. So I'm just here going through it, and like I said, work from home. I'm a design and analytical engineer for a company. I do, like I say, I work on designing parts, creating parts. So basically, long story short, I work on stuff on the computer, and sometimes I go through days at a time where the only people I interact with are people like through work, whether I'm at a status meeting, like a group meeting, or I talk to someone one-on-one. I've gone through several days where sometimes back to back, where it feels like I'm just talking to people at work and not talking to people outside of work. And for the first few months, it wasn't really a big deal. Excuse me. First few months, it wasn't a huge deal. I was finding a way to get through it. But I think doing this has taken just a little bit of like mental strength, mental endurance to go through. And it gets to the point, I mean, everyone gets to the point where we have a finite amount of strength. We have a finite amount of mental toughness, mental endurance before we feel that strength fading. And I just want to take a break to mention I'm not a mental health expert. Obviously, I'm an engineer. I'm not a therapist or anything like that. This is just from my experience, and I'm hoping by me expressing my experience that I help other people with their experience. So, going through, and it gets to the point where strength started fading, and my strength was really fading. I having a hard time sleeping, couldn't get to sleep at night, thoughts racing through my head, just feeling isolated. And because I felt isolated, I didn't feel, I felt like I was alone, like really alone, and that feeling of being alone sort of drove me into further isolating myself, because I didn't want to be a burden to other people. I thought that there was something wrong with me, that why am I feeling this way, and all these other doubts and about like the situation, and doubts about myself, and that kind of led to a spiral of me getting to a place that I was not, it was not healthy. I got to a place not just of like being loneliness, but in like true hopelessness. Like I felt like this is like, not that this was like a temporary situation, but that this was going to be my life. Like even after the pandemic, that I somehow had grown apart from my friends, grown apart from my family, and that it was just me, and that this is what's going to be my life. And obviously I know that's not the case. That's my self-doubt and insecurity, sort of me listening to them too much instead of understanding and identifying them to be able to realize they are just insecurities. And I'm not putting this out there to make people feel sad about me or feel sorry for me. I'm just expressing what I'm feeling, as I said, trying to put myself in a space of vulnerability out there, so that way others may realize that it's okay to be vulnerable and to express how they're feeling. But yeah, so I got to a point where I was not feeling, I felt like a shell of myself, really. Like the doubt, like that this was all life is about, you know, get up, go to work, or work from home, eat, go to bed, repeat the next day. And I keep doing that over and over and over again. And I try to reach out and try to talk to people about like a current sporting event that was happening, or some other like funny clip I saw on the internet or something like that, but I wasn't like getting down to the root and really like addressing the issue. And like I said, like not really talking about it or not letting anyone else know what I was going on or what's going through my head, just trying to deal with it myself and not having the strength to deal with it. Just led me to a dark place. Like there'd be times where I'd be sitting on my couch, no TV on, no music on, no lights on, just sitting in the dark, just because like I didn't feel like I had the strength to move and get up. And like I said, that just came from this feeling of isolation, this feeling of loneliness, this feeling that that I was alone, with a lot of insecurities and stuff like going through my head. And it got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. I was so tired, and I had some really dark thoughts, and those dark thoughts scared me. So I video chatted my parents. I called and videoed them and laid it all out. Just told them everything that I was dealing with, everything that I was struggling with, and it felt good to talk to them, to let someone know that I wasn't okay. I think I was partly ashamed and embarrassed too, like I said, that I was feeling this way, but you shouldn't be. It's okay not to be okay. I think the object is to have the strength to reach out to help people, and that's the main part of this video. That's what I want to let people know, that it is okay not to be okay. Reach out, talk to someone. If you're tired, if you need someone to talk to, be sure you reach out. A friend, a family member, a coworker. If you need therapy, or if you feel like your insecurities or something's going through your head to go to, or anxieties, or you need help, like it's okay. Go to therapy. It's okay. But if you're at the wit's end, if you can't go on any further, in the description below, I have included the phone number for the United States National Suicide Hotline. Call them. They'll talk to you. They'll get you the help that you need. Just reach out. Just talk to someone. I promise you, it's scary. It is very scary to discuss your insecurities and to put yourself out there. But I promise you, when you reach out to people who care about you, people that you trust, and you come to them with these issues, that they'll be there. Call them on the phone, video chat them, text them, do something. Just be sure you reach out, because it's too important not to. So after I reached out, after I talked to my parents, I started feeling better. I've been talking to them more regularly, just to give me more interaction with people. And I've started reaching out more to friends and trying to be more vulnerable with them as well, to talk about my issues. Because like I said, it wasn't that I didn't trust them. I trust them. I love them to death. There was no way for them to know what I was going through if I didn't reach out and talk to them. So I think that's the big thing, is to reach out, to talk to people when you need them. So I hope this helps. I hope that if you're going through something like this, that you realize it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. Just please reach out to someone. If you're on this earth, your life matters. If you are a religious person, this is a message to you from God saying that your life matters. If you're not a religious person, if you don't believe, this is a message from me. And not some famous person, but just someone on the internet, that you are loved, you are important, that your life matters, and that your life has a purpose. I really hope that you find strength if you are going through this. I hope that if you are going through this, that you do reach out to someone and express that you care. Take this as a message from God, from the universe, or just from some random guy in South Florida on the internet, that if you're struggling, you are not alone. A lot of other people are going through this too. There's no reason to be ashamed by this. And that it does get better if you reach out and talk to people. So I hope this helps. I hope that if you or someone that you know needs this, please watch this. Please share this with someone that you think will need help or that could use this message. And I hope that everything's going well. All right. So this concludes my first vlog. Probably do another one at some point. I'm not sure, but hope everyone has a good night. Talk to you later.